Hey, welcome to Kidmissing. I'm your host, Angelina Wilson. This is a special case. When I had learned about the identification of the boy in the box, Joseph. That sounds so much prettier than America's Unknown Child or the boy in the box. Joseph. I found out that there's another unidentified child right there. Five years later, May 3rd, 1962, a 43-year-old barge worker named Jesse Davis saw a clothesline floating in the Schuylkill River near Passyunk Avenue in South Philly. When he pulled it out, he found it was attached to a wooden milk crate. When he cut the line, the headless body, badly decomposed body of a small child floated to the surface. Here's the autopsy. The body was that of a black female child between the ages of 4 and 6. She was 40 inches tall and weighed roughly 45 pounds. She was naked. She had been wrapped in a clear blue plastic sheet and a white apron, similar to those worn by machinists. X-rays showed that her arms had been fractured before death, and her right hand ring finger had been amputated but bandaged with gauze. She had been decapitated by a sharp knife and had severe burns on her back and feet, suggesting someone may have attempted to burn the body before throwing it into the river. Pages of the Philadelphia Bulletin for March 11th, 1962 were found under the body. The Coast Guard was able to calculate, in order for the box to land on the property of the Atlantic Refining Company, someone would likely have dropped it into the river around East River Drive, 8 miles upriver. Yeah, the killer was from Philly. Holy cow, that wind is scary. The child's body was placed in a cheap fiberboard coffin and buried in a potter's field on Dunks Ferry Road, 12898 Dunks Ferry Road. The same field in which Joseph Zarelli, at the time known as the boy in the box, had been buried originally. Did you people not try because she was black? The little girl from 1962 is as horrible a case as you can imagine. At the very least, she deserves her name back, said Thomas McAndrews, a retired homicide detective. Until we find her or find samples of her, there is little that can be done with today's technology. You lost her remains. Why can't you go to a funeral home when you bury these bodies in Potter's Field and get a little funeral home free marker? They're free. That's what we did for my grandmother. New York Times journalist David Stout wrote "The Boy in the Box, The Unsolved Case of America's Unknown Child." Oh my goodness. He died in 2020. I didn't realize that. I read his book, as well as Jim Hoffman's book. She had no advocate to keep her memory alive, but her story was no less tragic. Wow. Bristow died in 1993. No one reported a young black girl missing. Of course not. I don't know why. It says 2 dead children from around the same period of time. One captures the public's attention for decades until an identification is finally made, and the other is lost and forgotten. We can't allow this. We just cannot allow this. Every cold case needs somebody to keep it moving forward. Someone who cares has to adopt the case. Family, friend, clergy, press, otherwise it will fizzle out, said Thomas C. McAndrews, again, retired homicide detective with 25 years experience. Wow. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, we need to keep this case out there, and that's why I'm doing this video. We do not have a drawing of this little girl because she did not have a head. Maybe that's part of the reason, because we don't know what she looked like. We need this case out there. Little girl in a milk crate that you chopped her head off with a sharp knife? Really? The fact that she wasn't reported missing tells me she was killed by someone who should have protected her. Holy crap. I'm at a loss here. You broke both of her arms. You divorced her head from her body, to put it nicely. You burnt her all over the place. And that's not bothering you? Did you take that to the grave with you and have to face your father with that? Or are you still alive and it's not fazing you? How can it not faze you? You're a miserable son of a you-know-what. Whoever did this to this beautiful child. I don't care what race, creed, color, religion, ethnicity this child is. This is a 4 to 6 year old innocent little girl who did not deserve to be treated that way and to have her remains treated that way. She's in the arms of the Father, and hopefully was already there before you decided to remove her head. Bad enough you cut off her ring finger and then just put a little gauze over it. For what earthly reason, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what earthly reason you would break both of her arms. I can't. Is my phone still in silent? Oh, it's because I'm recording on it. So think about that. There are no drawings because there aren't any. And why was this child forgotten about when Joseph was not all these years? I would like to think it didn't have anything to do with race, but we just don't know. It could be. It just upsets me. You know, it says someone needs to adopt the case. Why can't that someone be me? I am going to get on Facebook when I'm done here, and I'm going to make her a group. Because this little girl deserves it just as much as Joseph did. To have her name returned to her. So when I get off of here, she's getting her own Facebook group. And it will be called The Girl in the Milk Crate. So look out for that. Thank you for joining me. Please hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Please share this video so we get that little girl out there. I am going to take her on myself. I'm adopting her. I'm an advocate, and it's what I do. Nobody else wants to? I will. And we'll get her name back just like we did Joseph's. God bless you. Have a very Merry Christmas. I will see you tomorrow for Christmas Eve. Bye-bye.